once traveling on the road. Our home is where the traffic flows. We'll bring you everywhere we go and sleep in a freezing cold van because we're a little bit crazy, but you'll see that it's worth it.
There you go.
Not a bad place to wake up.
It's toilet day. Yay! So we're going to be dumping the chemical toilet that this van has. And honestly, that sounds disgusting, but it's actually more pleasant than cleaning the composting toilet. So you actually don't see much of anything, which is nice. All the nasties are contained in this nice, pretty looking box. Now you might be wondering, where do you put this little bundle of joy? And the answer is in a crap hole. Just let it all out. So now you're gonna dump about 1/4 liter of whatever this blue stuff is into the toilet, and then another liter of water to mix it all up and make it pretty. We came to this area because of, well, 2 reasons. One, there is this beautiful vineyard and you can park among the vines and just, it's so nice. And the second reason is, at this vineyard, they really like campers, and you get free pump outs and, or dumping, whatever they call it in van life, and free water fill-ups. So this van has 1 water tank that's about 200 liters, and that's roughly about 50 gallons. Sounds like it's full. Let's go check the gauge. Yep, that sucker's full. We've actually gone a really long time on just 50 gallons of water. So when we sailed across the Atlantic, we actually only used about 50 gallons in about 40 some days. So yeah, we can be really sparing on the water usage.
We are off. We're headed to Nantes, and I had honestly never heard of Nantes until I spoke to my good friend from study abroad back in my junior year of college. We met in Italy. She lives with her fiance in Nantes, so we are gonna go visit her for the weekend, and I am really, really excited.
Sailboats on trailers, and I thought, are we near a coast? And then the sign that said Vendée, and if that means nothing to you, shame. But if it does, then you know about the Vendée Globe challenge. And it's so cool because those people sail around the world non-stop, single-handed on super fancy fast boats. And this current Vendée Globe, they're doing it on hydrofoils, which is like so wild because about a decade or so ago, there was a sailboat, it was a French sailboat named Ep38, and it was a trimaran with foils, and it broke the speed record for the fastest sailboat ever. And then it capsized and sank. And the guy was like, can't really be done. Like, it's awesome, the technology, the theory, but in practice it doesn't work. And now they go single-handed around the world that way. So, yeah.
Four-person, they say. Like, how is that a 4-person cake, though?
Alors, bonjour.
Bonjour. There you are.
I'm here. We went to this really cute, apparently famous bakery for breakfast, and now we're going to eat a wonderful breakfast of croissant and something with chocolate.
Otherwise, if I cannot see where we're going, it's gonna be shit. So it's right, like your right hand side.
Yes.
Starboard.
Starboard.
Seatbelt up.
It's
Herbie won't move until you have your seatbelt on.
sorry.
Safety first.
Buckle up for safety.
So we're in great luck because my friend Raquel is also a tour guide of the city. So we're going to receive her tour, her walking tour of Nantes.
So nowadays, this building is called the Lieu Unique. It's like the unique place.
Sure.
And it's because they wanted to keep the letters LU, because before it's the Lu factory for the Lu biscuits, and Lu, it's Les Fèvres Utiles. It's the name of the people who are making the biscuits. And you guys should taste them while you're here.
Yes.
The biscuits are still produced, but not here anymore, because basically production got too big. These were originally twin towers. There were two of them. One of them got destroyed in the World War, unfortunately. So they moved out of here, but Nantes wanted to keep this building, and now it's basically like a multicultural center. So a little fun fact about the Lu biscuit that you see on the building, it actually represents a calendar, because the four corners are the 4 seasons, and then there's 52 little arches which represent the 52 weeks in the year, and then there are 24 little dots to represent the 24 hours in the day. We're at the castle of the Duchess of Anne of Brittany, and this is Anne of Brittany. So she was born on January 25th in 1477. Basically, she devoted her life to safeguarding the autonomy of Brittany, even though she did marry the King Charles VIII of France. She basically devoted her life to making sure that even though technically they were united, Brittany was still its own separate entity. He died 8 years after they were married, and they had this agreement where she would have to marry his successor, which was his cousin, I think. And so they got married, and that's how she was Queen of France 2 times. And she had a lot of children, but no sons. And unfortunately, when her daughter got married to another king of France, she did not really keep Brittany separate. So at that point in time, Brittany really became like France.
She said the Yankee way. We call that the portavoz. For demonstrations and stuff like that. Anti-riot.
Anti-riot, yeah.
So this was a demonstration regarding the construction work sector, and they actually contesting the current reform for the retirement plans that are changing in France, and therefore there's been like demonstrations every Saturday in this city since last year, at least September maybe. Creates a lot of social unrest, but I mean, you know, there are plenty of social tensions going on right now in the country.
The recipe is a secret. It's called the fondant gaulois.
So what's really interesting about this cathedral and special is that it's actually one of the longest religious constructions in Europe. It began in 1434 and it didn't end until 1893, but there was a very catastrophic fire in 1972, and so a lot of it has been restored and rebuilt since then.
So this is a painting of the fire of the cathedral back in the 70s. So they think someone left something turned on while they were doing the restoration, and then the place burned. And that's why so much of the stained glass is actually modern stained glass, because they had to replace it.
We are here in the best creperie in where are we? Nantes. Is this your life? Where are we?
And we won the game. We won the game.
They won the rugby game.
Yeah.
I am currently about to try a crepe, and it is full of onions, some something called andouille, which is like intestine, and fromage, cheese. So, here we go.
You wanna see what andouille is? So Guémené is a nice city in Brittany.
How is it?
Okay, like at first I hated it because it tasted like it smelled, which is bad. But now it's like developing. I like the texture.
Okay. Is it chewy like you expected?
It's good though. It's very different. I like can't decide. Oh.
Can you show us what andouille looks like?
It's from Guémené.
Oh.
These are the tribes of the pig.
The tripes of the pig.
It's very interesting.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
So I did not get that because it sounded disgusting. So I got lamb sausage because that sounds really good.
The tradition is to eat the club with the cider, so that's very important. I decided that it's gross. I really didn't like it. I kind of started to like it, and then I went back to it, and it was nasty. So, go ahead.
Yeah. It's a delicacy.
I'm very happy I tried it. Woo!
Wow.
How does it feel to have your crepe be on fire?
Very exotic. Oh, it's gone. It's done. All right.
Time to eat.
Breakfast that made us forget all about the cloudy, rainy day that we're having here. It was such a beautiful 19th century restaurant that's very fancy, but it's a little bit more affordable for breakfast, we found. So we treated ourselves and it was fabulous. And now we are in a covered shopping center from when covered shopping centers were all the rage in Paris. Nantes decided to follow suit and made this beautiful covered hallway flanked by fancy shops on either side. And it is Sunday, so the shops are all closed, but it's still really cool to come here. We're here in the oldest market in Nantes. It's from 1937. And if you know us and you've been following us, then you know that we love these old covered markets because it lets us get into the more nitty-gritty side of the city. And we just went to a cheese shop because cheese is our favorite thing ever. And we got some goat cheese of the region, which I'm really excited to try in the van.
Temps passe, trop lentement, le temps passe, trop lentement.
I hadn't realized, but Jules Verne lived in Nantes. And behind me we have his house. So it's kind of cool to come up here and see the view of Nantes and what he would have seen when he was writing, possibly 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
This is apparently Captain Nemo from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And over here is the young Jules Verne looking out at the horizon and just pondering the future.
Hold your breath, don't lose control. You're sinking in your dreams, it's holding on. Breathe it out. Can you feel this weight around your neck? It's time to let it
go. So in celebration of Jules Verne, we have behind me a giant anatomical elephant. And it's basically like a steampunk elephant, and it walks around, and it's really, really cool.
This elephant is actually one of the main tourist attractions in Nantes, in the city, and it's inspired by all the universe created by Jules Verne, Jules Verne in English.
We had a fantastic weekend in Nantes. My friend Raquel and her fiance Antoine, they showed us all around the city and gave us historic walking tours and took us to creperies, and it was just a fantastic weekend. But it was time to move on, and now we are headed to Normandy, the region in the upper western portion of France. I'm really glad we came here to see this. The way they've handled it is very powerful.
According to Navionics, this place has a 40-foot tide.
It's very interesting to come see these beaches at Normandy for the pure American history of the place.
And then they had, barbed wire and then oppressive fire. Like, it was just impossible, and they did it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
And if you'd like to follow our journey in real time on a map, receive postcards from our ports of call, and message us directly to the boat, you can go ahead and become a patron using the link in the description down below.